All right, let's get this thing started. Welcome, traders. Thanks for being here. Well, we got a really good turnout. A lot of folks here. This is the special live trading room for the FOMC announcement. I'm Dean Jenkins, founder of followmetrades.com. Again, welcome. Glad to have you here. Quick disclaimer before we get started. I'm going to be talking about my trade setups, analyzing the markets. I may take a trade if I get a good setup, and I'll demonstrate that. But I'm not giving investment advice. I'm a trader, not a financial advisor. And so again, I'll share and demonstrate and discuss what I'm doing. But whether you take a trade or not is solely your decision, your responsibility, each person. I'm not giving investment advice. Okay, well, in about 15 minutes, the FOMC meeting minutes will be released, and they're going to talk about what are they going to raise rates. They've already said they're going to raise rates this year, so it's really going to come down to timing. All right, and are they going to change their stance based on the executive orders and kind of the flurry of activity that's going on and all that? Well, we'll have to see, and we'll have to see. But typically, the market reacts when the minutes come out. There's a pretty strong reaction, and it can set the direction for at least a short-term trend. So that's why I'm here. We'll watch it. I'll offer my analysis, and if there's a good setup, I'll take that trade, and I'll discuss the details of it and the rationale for it. If there's no good trade setup, then that's okay. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all, the most profitable. But we'll have to see. We'll see how it goes. I do have a setup that I really like when there's a big news event coming out. I'm going to go ahead and share that now on my screen. Let me switch over. Here we go. So I called this the Use the News setup. Come on, switch over. There we go. It's coming. Let me get the right screen. There we go. Okay. So typically when news breaks, you can see on this chart, there's an initial move. There's an impulsive move. And the ideal thing we like to see is a bit of a retracement after that move, and then evidence of a real trend beginning after that. We see evidence. I use Dow theory, right? I want a lower low, lower high, new low direction. That tells me that there's probably a big impulsive move coming. Okay, that's what it looks like on a bearish move, and here's the opposite on a bullish move. Have an initial move, a retracement into a Fibonacci retracement zone, which we'll measure, and then the next move taken off. So this is the move I'm going to try and get. Okay, either up or down, and we're going to be watching primarily the S&P 500 and the gold futures. So you can see my dashboard here that should be coming up. On the right, I've got the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. The top pane is a 10-minute chart. The bottom pane is a 2-minute chart, just a little bit faster. Okay, middle, I've got the gold futures, and over on the left, I've got oil. So we're going to be mostly concerned with gold and with the indexes, S&P 500. And if we see a great reaction and a good pattern being set up, I'll be taking a trade. Now, I'm not going to be placing the trade with futures. I watch them because that's kind of the most real-time, fastest view into the market. But I'll be trading it with ETFs and options, a pretty short time frame. Now we do have a pattern that we were looking at in the regular trading room this morning on E-mini. We had a pretty sharp move down at the end of last week, earlier this week, over the weekend, and then yesterday we had a nice retracement. So there's an impulsive move down, a retracement right into a Fibonacci zone, and now it looks like we're heading down into a Fibonacci extension area, which would be my target zone. So if this pattern continues after the news release, we'll look for a little move, right? Like I talked about, we'll try and catch a trade. I'll probably use one of the S&P 500 bear ETF 3X. I like SPSX is a good one, high volume. It moves 3 times faster, so we'll try and catch a trade on that. But I'll be watching gold as well, because gold can move with interest rate news as well. So we got about 10 minutes until the news comes out. Okay, Sam, you see the screen now, everybody? It's all good. Okay. This is being recorded too, so if you choose to view it later, you're certainly welcome to do that. I'll send out a link to it. All right, we got a great turnout, a lot of people here. So quite a bit of interest in what the market's going to do. So while we're waiting, let's take a quick poll. What do you guys think? So the Fed's already announced that they're going to raise rates this year. But what do you think they're going to do at this announcement? Okay, what do you think the Fed's going to do at this announcement here? So I've got a poll put up, and just go ahead and put your answer in, and then when we get some good answers, good quantity answers, I'll go ahead and share that. Mr. Initial P says they're going to try and screw with Trump. Well, maybe, I don't know. He's had some harsh words for the Fed, so I don't know. Hopefully they have the broader interest of the country and the economy in mind. I'll let a few more answers come in. We got a pretty good sample base here. Brian says he thinks it's difficult to raise rates at this point. Okay, I think I'm going to close it. Oh, there's a few more coming in. I'll wait. We got time. All right, I'm going to close it, and I should be able to share it now. Okay, so there's the view. 16% said quarter point raise, 4% said a bigger raise, and 80% of the people said nothing. They're going to stand pat. All right, pretty interesting. So that's the yeah, I'll show the charts in a minute. We'll, particularly as we get closer, we'll take a look at the charts here. Okay. Well, we got some cynics. People say they're going to try and work against Trump. So let's do another, let's do another poll. Okay, I'm going to stop that one. And I'm going to do, what's the market going to do? So here's the next poll. We're just having a little fun using the time here before the announcement comes out. So what do you think the market's going to do? Go up, go down, or stay flat? Flat's miserable, isn't it? The S&P 500 and the Dow, they all ran up right after the election results came out, and about December 13th they stopped, and the Dow stopped under 20,000, and from December 13th till January 25th it went absolutely sideways. Miserable. It's really hard to trade. And then of course we broke through Dow 20,000, set a record, and now we're back under it just a little bit. Okay, results are coming in. Oh, they're a little more mixed. A little more mixed this time. I'll give time for some more people to get their answers in, and then I'll show the results. Oh, Dale's even willing to time it. Yeah, Tom, we need an up or down choice, right? Oh, this sideways noise. I like trading with options, but I only buy options. I buy puts or I buy calls. I take directional trades, but I think if you believe the market's going flat, I think that's a good time to sell, right? That would be my strategy, but I don't do that. Something about unlimited risk gets on my nerves, right? I'm not in positions long enough to do covered calls. I don't want to be bound by a covered call or put that I'm holding. So any sells I would do would be naked positions, and I don't like that. So I buy them. Limited risk, high leverage, good stuff. Way too many options with options, says Brian. You know, I like to keep it really, really simple. I just, you know, I'm a directional trader. I use a combination of Elliott Wave and Ichimoku Cloud. We're going to show that on the charts. We get a minute. And so then I just have a very simple option strategy, and I have a very mechanical method, formula for going through and picking the best contract. So there are too many options. So I pared it down to a very simple strategy. All right, let me share the results. Pretty mixed. But I guess there's no simple majority, but 31% think it's going to go up, 46 down, 24 think it's going to stay flat, 24%. So we will see. We don't have to guess for very long, huh? All right, let's go back to the charts. There we go. I'm going to be watching the news feed. Pretty cool. If you're using TradeStation, I mean, there's plenty of news sources out there, but TradeStation offers this Bazinga news feed for free, and it's pretty fast, pretty real-time feeds. And so we'll get news on that pretty quick here as it comes out in about 3 minutes. So pretty good stuff. There, I'll be able to watch the news feed and gold and ES. And we'll peek over at oil once in a while, but let's see. Counting it down. Which gold? We are on the, this is the March contract. No, April. So it's GCJ 17, April gold. That's the front contract. That's the gold futures that I'm watching here. If I'm going to trade based on gold, I like GLD and GTX. GLD and GDX. GLD is the gold ETF, GDX the gold miners. Okay, and here's the first bit of news coming out. Fed maintains interest rates. Okay. So I guess that means no change on their outlook for rates. So we're getting some volatility here. 80% of us were correct, said Casey. Yes. Now what's the market going to do? It's like both gold and ES are swinging up and down kind of at the same rate, which is unusual. Earlier today, they were moving together, which is unusual. Most of the time, they have an inverse correlation and move opposite directions. On the long-term charts, they absolutely have an inverse correlation, but short-term, sometimes not so much. So pretty interesting to watch. On the ES, I showed it at the beginning. You know, right now the technicals are showing a bearish trend on this 10-minute chart, so short-term. Last week there was a pretty good bearish move down toward the end of the week. Over the weekend and yesterday, a retracement and now evidence of the next impulsive wave starting down. So we had a target zone. This would be an Elliott wave 5. Target zone defined of 2262 to 2248. So that, you know, the Fed news could blow this all up, or this could, you know, just be in alignment with that. So we're watching close. If this, we want to settle out right after the initial volatility of the announcement. But if we are to take out this low right here and put in a new low, I'm going to put an alert on that. So if I'm looking away, I don't miss it. I'll be taking a trade to the downside on that. So let's watch. Curiouser and curiouser. Well, gold's getting a nice little rally going. You know, we had a projection on gold as well. So here it wasn't quite as dramatic as ES, but there was an impulsive move up, a perfect correction into a Fibonacci retracement zone, and evidence that it was beginning to head up. Got a target zone up here of 1239 to 1275, pretty wide target zone. This morning it was pulling back and causing us to question it, but you can see I used the Ichimoku cloud, and it found some support in this cloud, and it looks like it could be heading up. We need to see it take out some of these highs before we're going to start jumping in, but it's got a ways to go, so that could be good. It could be real good. We're going to just keep watching that. And whether these trades get confirmed, you know, while we're on the phone here or not, don't know. Don't know. We'll just watch. We'll hang out here for a while. But I do have a stock pick subscription service. And when I get these trades, you know, we're only in the room for a limited amount of time. If you're interested in subscribing to that stock pick service, I'm going to put the link up real quick. You're absolutely welcome to join that. You can check it out for the first month for 39 bucks. And we got several trades that we're in right now that look pretty good. Hey, there goes ES. It's about ready to hit that trigger, huh? Let me make sure I got that. I want it like one tick below this, so I'm right at it. I want to see it take that low out. Right there. We can get all exact about it here. So that low is 2268.25. So I want this at 2268. There. I can be all picky about it. There. Precision matters, right? Well, let's do the same thing on gold. This is looking pretty good. So I'd like to see it I mean, the conservative thing would be to take out this absolute high here, but I think if it takes out this, we had a lower low, lower high, lower low. If we take this out, we'll have broken that pattern. So let's see it get above this red pyramid right here. I'm going to set an alert on that. If that happens, I'll be looking at a long on, I think I'm going to use GDX. These things are going to alert at the same time, and I'm going to be having a flurry of activity here. Oh, ES, bobbling. Even oil rallied a little bit. Usually oil doesn't care about Fed. It's got its own thing going on. The oil inventory report came out this morning, and it went up and then lost all of it. Now it's going back up. It's kind of a jaggedy market, a little tough market to try and trade. So we're going to stand back from oil. But gold looks pretty good. Hey, if that's going to trade her, let's have a trade ready. Came here to trade, right? I like GDX. I'm going to get an option contract spun up here and have the right one picked out. I've traded it already this year. So we're in February. This is a short-term trade. I only expect to be in it at the most about a week. So I don't want the February contract, because if I'm in it, I don't want to get anywhere near the 30-day zone where we start to have some rapid time decay out of the volatility portion of the premium. So I'm liking I want a pretty high delta. These are pretty cheap. Look at the open interest. This thing trades at massive volume. It's awesome. Short term, we want to go high delta, so I want like this. I like this 330. This $21 strike at 330. That's a good one. So that is the March GDX $21 strike call. That's the contract I'm looking at if we get a trigger here on gold. Go ahead and bring up the GDX chart so we can talk about an appropriate stop on that trade. So get over here. Get it to a 10-minute chart. So I'm, my underlying on this is really gold, right? It's really gold. So GDX pretty well moves with it. Let's be a little cautious. Give it some room. So my stop on this trade would be here on GDX. I'll be watching gold as well, but an initial stop, 2309 on GDX. We're looking for an entry probably up around here on the underlying. You don't have to use the option. You can trade, buy shares in this. It's not that expensive a deal. But I like this instrument for trading gold. I use the futures really to determine, where the market's going, and then I trade it with GDX. I think that's good. That's pulled back a little bit, so found a little resistance up here, didn't it? So that's why we're waiting. Let's let this pattern get proven rather than just jumping in. I will trade probability for a few ticks of entry every time. Yes, Sam. If we get a trigger here, I'll be buying a call option on GDX, and that was the March contract, $21 strike price. Yeah, Frank, good question. Why use the miners? For one thing, it's a very, very deep market. I really like it. It's a very liquid market. It seems to move a little bit faster when gold moves. it seems to move just a little bit faster than gold, right? You definitely can use GLD. GLD is a good one too. And it's pretty liquid. So here's GLD if you're interested, if you'd rather trade that for some reason. Here's the GLD March contracts, and I would be looking at, these are more expensive, right? I like to have more contracts, and that allows me to be able to take profit along the way, scale out and stuff. You know, these contracts, the one I like on this is what? Yeah, to get up into that kind of delta, we're looking at the 110. So it's 575 bucks. That's the one I would like, would be the 110 strike, the March 110 strike on GLD. But again, I'm using GDX. Armand, yeah. So for the people who are subscribed to my stock picks, I email it. So when I get a trade set up, I email it, and there's a change, and I post all the details on the website. So the website has all the trade parameters to either trade with shares or with options, and then I update it constantly as we move our stop, take profit, exit the trade, all that stuff. I send email updates, and I'm getting ready to offer SMS text updates for a lot of people are asking for that, and I about have that capability dialed in. So there's a link in the chat area if you'd like to subscribe. We got some great open trades right now. Yeah, no problem, Armand. It's a good question. Well, gold's pulling back. Now ES is heading up. So this is where we like to let it settle out. There's no reason to rush it. No reason to get trigger happy. Have a couple pilots in the trading room, and the pilots have a saying that I kind of translated into trading. Their saying is, man, I'd rather be on the ground wishing I was in the sky than be in the sky wishing I was on the ground. I think that works for trading. I'd rather not be in a trade and wish I was than to be in a trade and wish I wasn't. Yeah, Jans, when I launch the SMS service, it will include overseas as well. Yeah. Oh, Donald, do you like that? And I says, good logic. Yeah. So we were, success in trading comes from having a disciplined plan and being disciplined and following it, right? Not just in randomly pulling the trigger when you see something moving. And so we wait. We got a thesis developed here, what we think's going on, but we got to wait for it to be proven. Yeah, you're welcome, Jan. And maybe our thesis will be disproven and we won't get a trade. And again, no trade is sometimes the most profitable one, rather than getting ahead of ourselves and end up taking a loser. So we'll wait. We do have the live trading room. We run it 4 days a week, so Monday through Thursday at the open of the market. So I posted a link if you'd like to join us. It's only 39 bucks a month. And we call out trades just like this. We watch the market. We watch big news events. We scan for great trades, and when we see them, we call them out, take them, demonstrate them. I do have a discount going on the long-term trading, Kevin. I posted that link for the short-term trading. If you sign up for short-term, you get the long-term. It was too hard to try and segment those products. So when you sign up for the stock picks, you get both long-term, short-term. And the promo is, the list price is $127 a month. People are making good money. We're profitable in our trades. So it's a good value, but the promo is $39 for the first month, so you can really get a sense of how it's going, and then $97 a month after that. So it's about a 20% discount. So pretty good deal. And again, you get for $39, you can try it for a full month for 30 days and really get a feel for how the system works and whether it is a good fit for you. Here's we're just waiting for this to settle out here now, so it's not quite there yet. Hey, you're welcome, Kevin. Let's go to daily. I just published a trade today to subscribers, so I'll give you a freebie here. Alibaba. We're long Alibaba. So here's the Elliott wave count on it. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the big wave. 4. 4 is retraced perfectly between these blue lines. This is a Fibonacci retracement line. And now we see clear evidence of the next impulsive move, right, starting up into a wave 5. And we're using Fibonacci extensions to project a target zone of 117 to 136. Okay, we can see momentum growing in our oscillator down here. This is called the PTF. It's an RSI-like indicator, and it's green, calling for more highs. So everything is a go on this trade. And so our entry is at 100.06, and it's already up above that. We think the target is, this has a high probability of getting up into that target zone, and we've got a stop sitting at 94.80. So that trade we just published today looks really good. So that's an example of what we do in the stock pick service on the longer term picks. And then we're also short Walmart. And this is looking great. We got short at 67.06. There's the impulsive move down. There's the correction. Here's the next impulsive move down. Target zone way down here at 55.10. Looking awesome. And then these shorter term picks would be like this GDX trade that we're looking at right now, which is kind of, it may get there. It may get there. If ES had continued down, we might have tried the SPSX, the S&P 500 bear 3X. Al, no, Baba didn't go down to that 100.06 today. That price was the trigger that made that trade a go. So we're a few ticks above that, but it's still a great entry. One of the things we look for is a high reward to risk ratio on our trades. And particularly if sometimes people, subscribers, they're busy, they don't get they're not able to take the entry right away. What we look at is the distance from the entry to the stop. This is the risk, and the distance from the entry to the target, that's the reward. And we want this to be much bigger. And this one's got like a 4-to-1, right? That's about 4 times bigger. So that's a great trade, even a few pennies or whatever up off the ideal entry. It's still a great reward to risk ratio on this trade. So that one's still an absolute go. And I have that on the website. I can show it real quick here. Let's peek over at the market, make sure we're not missing anything. So gold getting close, but it's not there. ES is rallying. Okay. Let me show you on the website how it works. It's pretty cool. Worked hard to deliver this capability. So subscribers, they log in, right? And they can go look at the picks. And there I just published today, hey, Baba, man, we're going long. Here's the option contract. And then every week I do an update on all the trades. And then here's this spreadsheet that's built in. So on BABA, say you get in at, 102. You can just enter it here, and it will show you, hey, that's still a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio on that. And whatever your account size is, using my 2% rule, tell you how many shares to buy and maintain good risk control. So that's all built into the website. You get access to that as a subscriber. So pretty cool stuff, I think. So let's look back at our market. Look at oil taking off pretty nicely. We weren't really watching that. I'm watching oil really close on the long-term charts, daily chart. If it gets above 56 and about 56 and a quarter, if it can break above that with some momentum, we may have a real rally on our hands, and there'll be some great trades. Right now, it's pretty choppy, pretty tough. So we're holding back on oil for the moment. Hey, Andrea. Yeah, we're not in a trade yet. We're looking at GDX really close. If we can get gold to go up here and trigger at about 1214.6. If it takes out that previous high, we're going to be looking at GDX, and we got a contract teed up for that, but it's not there yet. What's my opinion on Amazon? I think Amazon's a phenomenal company. I buy almost everything, but let's look at their chart. That's your question, right? What do I think about Amazon's chart? And then what do I think about trading Amazon? So here is a great example. You can see I've drawn the Fibonacci extension lines already. This was 3, this was 4, wave 5 went right into the target zone. This stuff works. It's not perfect. It's not 100% of the time. No trading system is. But Amazon made it right into the target zone. After wave 5, you typically get an A, B, and C. So earnings tomorrow, is earnings out tomorrow for it? We can check real quick. Let's look. Got a great website here. Come on, Earnings Whisper. Yeah, Feb 2 after the close. And the whisper is that it's going to be 1.44, and the analyst consensus is 1.40. So according to Earnings Whisper, they're going to beat. Will they? I don't know. Pretty mature trend. It doesn't meet my criteria for going long. Doesn't mean it won't go up. It just means I have, I have a set of rules that I have to follow, right? And by following them, I can get some consistency in my trading and in my profitability. And that's what I'm looking for, consistency. On my homepage, you can see year after year, I've managed to get some pretty good returns. Last year was a tough trading year. We still managed to increase the portfolio by a total of 24%. Back when the market was trending, the bull market was really still trending hard, we did better. But given how choppy it was last year, I was pleased to be able to book some solid profit. And that's from having a well-defined trading plan and following it. All that to say, love Amazon as a company. The chart doesn't look good for me because that trend's pretty well over. Look at oil, man. Gold's going to get there, isn't it? This pyramid here on the 2-minute chart, I think it's going to be confirmed at about the same price. That'll be a nice double confirmation, actually. At about the same price, 12.12.4, 12.14, yeah, a little bit below. I'll wait for the 10-minute chart. That's a little stronger evidence. Yeah, Ray, asking about the indicators. So for some reason, it's not showing up here on Amazon perfectly. Let's go back to BABA, right? So the histogram is called the OWL, the Optimum Wave Locator, and the one below it's called the PTF. It's similar to an RSI, Precision Trend Filter. Pretty easy to interpret. When it's green, it's calling for more lows. When it's yellow, it's neutral. When it's red, it's calling for green is highs, yellow is neutral, red is lows. Same company that produces these pyramids, which show significant higher high, higher low sequences in a trend, are great for placing stops and the reversals for taking profit. Traderscoach.com is the company that provides those. It's all called the Applied Reality Trading Software. It's good stuff. Bennett McDowell's a developer, good friends with him. He was my mentor to help me become a successful trader several years ago. So traderscoach.com, great folks. So I teach a master traders course, and I teach you can trade without the art software using my techniques, but they help. They provide an edge, and I think we all want an edge, right? So is gold going to hit it for us here or not? Yes, we were looking for it to make a low down at about 22.68, and it's popped up from that. The market may not cooperate. Kevin asked why I don't trade options on GC or CL. I should explore that. Options on futures. I should explore that, Kevin. I just haven't. There's so many other things available, but I should. I've had that discussion come up a couple times lately, and I think I'm going to go investigate it. So thanks for that comment, that question. Will it come up with my standard? Doesn't come up in the standard option chain. Casey, how much is my? I don't sell software. The art software that I just described is from traderscoach.com. I'll give you the web address here in the chat area. Yeah, my product, I sell a stock pick subscription, a live trading room, and training. I don't sell software, but the website for this art software is traderscoach.com. Make sure and tell them I sent you, because I am an affiliate. I get a commission. Full disclosure, but I wouldn't recommend them if you see I'm using it myself, and I paid for it out of pocket a long time ago before I was an affiliate, and it's worth every dime. So there's that. Well, we're losing a little bit of momentum here, aren't we? It was worth showing up, and we'll hang out and see if anything exciting happens, but we could just not get it. I'm watching the news feed here to see if anything new comes up. Here's an article on lean hog futures. I was reading, the first thing when I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, read the news, and I saw an article that said America's bacon reserve is at an all-time low. That I guess Americans are eating more bacon and we're shipping more overseas, and so our national bacon reserve is very, very low, which should be driving up the price of pork belly futures, right? What's the Fed? Labor market strengthens, economic activity expanding, moderate praise, job growth solid. Inflation increased, but still below 2% objective. That the Fed only has two goals: hitting the inflation rate and the full employment rate. Maintain the target range at 0.5 to 0.75%. Accommodative, supporting some further strengthening, return to 2%. So no change is what all that means. Oh, here goes gold. Come on. I'm watching the trigger up here on a 10-minute chart. 1214 is the trigger. We'll give it a few more minutes. Hey, Charles, just saw your order come through. Thank you, man. I think you're going to like it. Yeah, Kevin, here's the trend on gold. I got it on a 60-minute chart, so it's, a little bit slower. But what we had earlier in January, had a pretty impressive bullish move. We took some GDX trades along here and did really well. It was awesome. Okay, and a nice correction right down into the Fibonacci retracement zone. That's an Elliott wave 4. And now what it looks like is we got wave 5 started. We just want to see it. It pulled back today. We want to see it take out this previous high and show us that this uptrend is going to continue. If it does, it's going to be up into this target zone up above 1239, up to perhaps 1275, somewhere in this zone. So we're just waiting for it to prove that it's really going to do that. Hey, yeah, cool, Charles. Glad to have you on board. And yeah, part of your subscription, you get you're invited to set up a one-on-one discussion with me, and I can answer any questions, get you off to a good start, man. So, take advantage of that. Love to talk to you. Get to meet you. So it's 11:33 here on the West Coast. We'll give it till 11:45, which will have been here an hour, all right, and be 45 minutes past the announcement. And if it hasn't triggered by then, we'll review it. You'll have the parameters for watching it the rest of the day and into tomorrow. If it does trigger, we'll take the trade. ES is heading down. But yeah, we're going to plan on wrapping up about 11:45, which is what, 11, 12, 1, 2:45 East Coast time. I'm just south of Seattle, about an hour south of Seattle. Robert, I'm in Olympia. It's about 30, 40 miles south of SeaTac. It was cold earlier. We had some real cold weather in January. It was down, below freezing, which is unusual. It's a pretty moderate climate. It's in the low 40s now. So depending on where you're from, you know, is that cold or not? It's not bad. It's pretty typical winter weather for Western Washington. Low 40s, wet. Kevin, do I trade E-minis? I don't trade the futures contracts. I only trade during market hours. Um, I like taking longer term trades on 10-minute to 60-minute charts. That's short term for me, 10 to 60-minute charts, and then longer term trades on daily charts. I like to be able to hold them overnight, get real trends that get going, and you got to have a huge account for me to be comfortable holding futures overnight. You got to have a really big account. And so I've just put my money into the equity accounts and use options to trade them and be able to hold them a little bit longer and be in trends longer and let them play out. Casey said the Southwest average low in winter is 55. I went out to San Antonio for Thanksgiving to be with my sister and brother-in-law. It was 75 degrees. You know, here it was 45. Here it was 75 degrees in San Antonio. We went for a motorcycle ride in shirt sleeves. It was awesome. So Ray, the trading room link. So the trading room, we're in there for an hour and a half in the morning at the open. It's very similar to this. If I see a trade in the trading room, we'll call it out, and I publish some of those to my pick subscribers. But they're different services. So the people who subscribe to the picks get updates, you know, outside of that window, and they get, you know, the longer term picks and full management of the trades. Folks who are in the trading room, if we see a trade, we call it out, we do market analysis, look at your trades. So very similar to what we're doing right here, okay, is the live trading room. Different service from the stock picks. You will get some trades, but you know, once the room closes, you're kind of on your own to manage it, and if you're comfortable with that, that's cool. Some people go either or, and some have both. So, you know, personal choice. Hey, Robert, I saw your order come through. Good deal. Glad to have you in the trading room. I don't want to sound like a timeshare guy, but whenever we go traveling, my wife always has us sit through a timeshare, which we are not going to buy, but they give you tickets to stuff, right, for free if you sit there. And they like ring a bell when somebody buys. I don't want to sound like that, but I did want to welcome people. We're signing up. It's awesome. Yeah. Tracy, a little surprised ES did not get more jump out of the CL, out of oil. Yeah, sometimes there's an intermarket correlation and sometimes not. It's not a super strong regular correlation between those two markets. Not something you can count on. Yeah. Even gold and ES. I wonder if I got the chart here still. I had like a long-term chart showing gold and oil, gold and ES. Here's a long-term chart for S&P 500 and oil, and I put it together back here last year when they were moving pretty much in lockstep, but then that got broken, right? Because their long-term relationship is not highly correlated, right? And if I were to change this one to gold, right? Now there is a pretty strong inverse correlation between the S&P 500 and gold, isn't there? I think that's a pretty cool chart. Rick says crude up 2% on news signs that Russia and OPEC are cutting output. Well, that's the big news, right? That's the big news is that OPEC and non-OPEC players like Russia have agreed to cut output because we've had quite a period of a glut of oil, very large reserves. The hesitation is, I love it, the former Saudi energy minister said, yeah, the production cut thing could work, but we cheat. All the players cheat, right? And so, it's kind of like game theory, right? It's like, yeah, let's all agree to cuts and let everybody else do it, and then price will go up, and we'll keep pumping and make a bunch of money. So they're not. it's not a strong alliance. So it'd be funny to see if inventories really do get drawn down and prices do start heading up. The key level, I believe, on oil is 56.25. Let me pull up a chart. I'm not talking about anything. I want a chart in front of me. Got a line drawn here. I think my line's 56.27. It's not precise. What we want to do is take out these highs. This high here, this high here. If we can take these out with some momentum, then it looks like, you know, we've got a pretty good recovery in oil, right? A corrective wave, massive down move, over $200 a barrel down to, you know, the 30s, right? And so just a retracement of this move would take us up into the $70 to $80 barrel range, but it's got to break out and start doing that. So if they really do cut production and kind of stick to that and can draw down worldwide inventory, yep, that just might happen. And that'll be very tradable. Be a lot of profit to be made there. So ES is getting pretty close. Well, relatively close. I had said 2268 on the 10-minute chart was a level I'd like to go short against. It's got to get there. So 2272, about 4 points away. Oil, gold, 2212 or 1212. We're looking for 1214.6. It's getting close. It's getting close. Got a few minutes left here. Yeah, the daily live trading room's 39 bucks a month. Discount off list. List is 59. So that link I gave you is a discount. Yeah, 39 bucks a month. Pretty good value, right? You're here 4 days a week. We call out some good trades. Give market analysis. The picks are, it's a $39 intro for the first month and then $97 a month after that. Yeah, they're separate products. And both of those are discounted, so there's not a bundle price. They're both discounted from list for the links I gave you. Yeah, Ray, you bet. Al, interesting negative correlation is the oil with dollar. I bet it is. I bet it is. Hey, my buddy George D, lurking in the background. Good to have you show up, George. Jan's, no, 30, yeah, it's 39 a month to get into the trading room, and you get grandfathered in. Even if I raise the price later, you get to keep that that initial price, 39 a month for the trading room. And that link is in the chat area. I'll post it again so it's the most current one. Yeah, good. Speaking of the dollar, here's the dollar ETF. We were looking at this earlier this morning in the trading room. That's definitely an impulsive move, and it's corrected. So we expect it, once it started down, to correct into this area, Fibonacci retracement, 38.2, 61.8, these two blue lines, and it's there. Now, it could continue down from there, But if it reverses again, then the probability is it's going to go put in some new highs again. At least that's what the technical analysis shows. But it's in a corrective move, probably going a little bit lower right now. I got to show off a little bit. Here's a trade using the same method that we've been talking about on the other charts. This is MO, Altria Group. This is a long trade we're in. Too late to get into this one now. We got in at this light blue line at $67, and it's sitting at 71. We've already taken profit. We moved. Our stop is this red line, so our stop is above our entry. We've taken profit up at this reversal. So we sold the third for profit. Our stop is above our entry. It's a winner, right? Guaranteed winner. Now the question is how big, and we're expecting it to get above here. Again, a little late to get in, but that's just an example of the kind of trades we're taking on the long-term picks, which are included. Short-term, long-term. If you sign up for the picks, you get them both. Pretty cool. All right, look how close gold's getting. We're past 11:45. I'm going to wait a minute and see if we get this trade. Stay on a little longer. Well, it's going to just hover there. Yeah, so I will go ahead and wrap it up. So that's the trade I'm watching the most closely. If gold can take out that previous high, 1214.60, then I'm going to go ahead and go long on that GDX trade, and that was let me get the option chain over here. That was the $21 strike price in the March contract. March contract, $21 strike. It's currently at $340 a contract. It'll probably tick up a little bit, but that looks pretty good. If ES gets down to 22.68, one tick below that previous low, I'll be looking at a short on that, and I would trade that with going long on SPSX. I'll show that chart. And I would be tracking that one on a 10-minute chart. So this is a bear 3x, right? So when S&P goes down, this goes up 3 times as fast. So that's a pretty good deal. Trades at nice volumes, got a nice option market. So that's the one, SPXS. All right, well, that's a wrap. We'll just wait. Those are the trades I'm watching. Those are the trade parameters. And hey, thanks for showing up. Appreciate everybody being here. Hope you found it interesting. I'll leave it open. There's links there if you're interested in signing up for either the regular live trading room or the stock pick service. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Ray. Ray's asking if you sign up for the stock picks. So I publish one set of trades that are short term on 10 to 60 minute charts. We're in those 1 day to a week on average. And then there's another set of trades, separate web page, where we're on daily charts and we're in those 4 to 6 weeks. So you can choose, I want short term only or long term only, or I'm going to take them both, right? you get both with your subscription. Hope that's clear, Ray. Hey, you're welcome, James, Armine, Even, Brian. You're welcome. Brian says, thanks for the bonus session. Yeah. Yeah, glad everybody could make it. Jan's good. Glad you found it interesting. Yeah, the track record on my website, Ray, is for the long-term picks. I just kicked off the short-term after the first of the year. So once I get a statistically significant sample, I will put the results up. But it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. It was a little tough there when the market was just in a channel for a couple of weeks, but now that it's moving out, we're starting to pick it up a little bit. You're welcome, Ray. Okay, I'm going to log off here. I'll leave the session going again if anybody wants to click those links and check it out for 5 or 10 more minutes. But over and out, man. Trade safe, use risk control, and watch those key levels. And we will hopefully catch you at a future event. All right, take care. Bye.